Welcome to Wealth Hustle 247 podcast, your trusted guide to financial literacy, business innovation, and entrepreneurial success. Learn how to grow your wealth, make informed decisions, and turn your ideas into profitable ventures.
Want to speed up your journey to financial freedom? In this episode, we're sharing 5 simple habits that help you build wealth faster. Let's jump right in.
Hey there, ready for a deep dive into how to build wealth faster?
Okay, I'm ready.
Well, you sent us this guide,
Uh-huh.
and it outlines like 5 simple habits for building wealth, and I have to say, it's really sparked my curiosity.
Cool.
I'm excited to unpack this with you, especially since some of these habits I've been meaning to try myself.
Awesome. What's really cool about the guide is
Yeah.
it doesn't promise any overnight miracles.
Right.
It really just focuses on proven strategies that anyone can use.
Exactly. It's not about like get-rich-quick schemes.
Right.
It's about small, consistent actions that like create a ripple effect
Yes.
over time.
I love that.
Speaking of ripples, the first habit is all about prioritizing saving and investing early, which reminds me of the snowball effect.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
The guide really emphasizes the power of compounding.
Okay.
Think of it like this. Let's say you invest $1,000 today
Okay.
with like a 5% annual return.
Okay.
After a year, you earn $50 in interest.
Got it.
Now, in year 2,
Yeah.
you're not just earning interest on the initial $1,000.
Okay.
You're also earning interest on that $50 you made the previous year.
So like interest on interest.
Exactly, interest on interest.
Okay.
It just keeps building.
So like a snowball rolling downhill.
Yes,
It keeps getting bigger and bigger as it goes.
precisely.
Yeah.
Imagine that same $1,000 growing for 5 years.
Right.
You'd have over $12,276.
Wow.
Now fast forward to 20 years, and you're looking at over $2,653.
That's a crazy.
That's the magic of compounding.
Yeah.
Your money is working for you even while you sleep.
That makes it crystal clear why starting early is so important. But let's be realistic.
Mhm.
Like, how much of a difference does it really make if someone can only invest, say, like $50 or $100 a month?
That's a great question. And even small amounts invested consistently can grow significantly over time.
Oh.
Remember, it's not about trying to time the market or
Yeah.
find the next hot stock.
Right.
The guide recommends starting with something simple, like a low-cost index fund or ETF.
You know, I've heard those terms thrown around,
Yeah.
but I admit I don't fully grasp the difference between those and, say, like picking individual stocks.
That's a great question. So think of an index fund, like a basket of stocks
Oh.
that tracks a specific market index, like the S&P 500.
Okay.
When you invest in an index fund, you're essentially investing in a tiny piece of all the companies in that index.
Got it.
It's a way to diversify your portfolio
Right.
without needing to become a stock-picking expert.
So it's like a one-stop shop
Yes.
for spreading your risk across a bunch of companies.
Exactly.
Now, what about ETFs?
Yeah.
Are those similar?
They share some similarities with index funds in that they offer diversification, but they're traded on stock exchanges like individual stocks.
Okay.
They can be a bit more flexible, but the key is to understand their underlying holdings and fees before, diving in.
Okay, got it. But beyond index funds and ETFs, the guide also emphasizes investing in yourself.
Yes.
You know, it's easy to gloss over that, but it feels super important.
Yes.
What does that actually look like in practice?
Absolutely. Investing in yourself could mean acquiring skills that boost your earning potential.
Okay.
Think about taking a course in a high demand field like coding or data analysis, or getting a certification
Mm-hmm.
that increases your value to employers.
So it's about strategically kind of boosting your skill set
Yes.
to open up new income opportunities.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Instead of just hoping for a raise,
Right?
you're taking control and making yourself more valuable.
Yes.
I love that proactive approach.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of taking control, the next habit in the guide
Mm-hmm.
is all about living below your means.
Yes.
And that can be a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
You know, we're bombarded with all these messages to buy more, upgrade constantly. It's so easy to get caught up in that cycle.
It's true. It's like a constant battle against lifestyle inflation.
Okay.
As our income increases, our spending often creeps up too.
Right.
And we start justifying bigger houses, fancier cars.
Right.
And suddenly, we're not much wealthier despite earning more.
Right. It's like a silent wealth killer.
Totally.
You think you're moving forward, but you're stuck on this financial treadmill.
Exactly. You're just running in place.
Yeah.
And the guide suggests A simple but powerful strategy to combat this, like meticulously track your spending.
Okay.
There are tons of budgeting apps out there, Mint, YNAB, others.
Yeah.
It can be eye-opening to see where your money actually goes.
I've tried those budgeting apps in the past,
Yeah.
but I always find myself abandoning them after a few weeks.
Uh-huh.
It feels like such a chore.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah.
So consistency is key,
Right.
and it might take some trial and error to find a system that works for you.
Okay.
Some people prefer automating their tracking,
Right.
while others find manually inputting their expenses more mindful.
Okay.
The guide also suggests setting realistic spending goals rather than drastically cutting back on everything at once. It's about making gradual adjustments that you can stick with.
Small, consistent changes over time. It's a theme we're seeing
Yes.
across all these habits.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say we've got our spending under control.
Okay.
What's the next step?
Well, the guide emphasizes tackling high-interest debt,
Okay.
like credit cards, payday loans, anything with those sky-high interest rates that just eat away at your income.
Ugh. Credit card debt gives me the chills. It's like a never-ending cycle.
It can be, and that's why the guide recommends a two-pronged approach.
Okay.
Aggressively pay down existing high-interest debt
Okay.
while simultaneously working to avoid accumulating more.
Yeah, okay.
It's like plugging the leak in your financial boat
I love that.
while also learning to navigate calmer waters.
Makes it clear why tackling that debt is so crucial.
Right.
It just frees up more of your income to save, invest, and ultimately reach your financial goals faster.
Exactly.
But what about big purchases, like things we actually need,
Yeah.
like a car or a house?
Yeah.
How do we approach those mindfully?
Great question. The guide stresses aligning big purchases with your values and long-term goals.
Okay.
Before swiping that credit card, pause and ask yourself, will this purchase bring me lasting joy, or is it just a fleeting desire?
I think that's where a lot of us get tripped up.
Yes.
We get so caught up in the excitement of the purchase, we don't consider those long-term implications.
Yes.
Maybe that fancy new car means sacrificing a down payment on a house.
Right.
Or delaying retirement saving.
Exactly. It's about being intentional with our spending
Right.
and recognizing that sometimes delayed gratification leads to greater long-term satisfaction.
Okay.
Now, let's shift gears and talk about a topic that always gets me excited.
Okay, let's do it.
Multiple income streams.
Yes, this is where things get really interesting.
Yes.
The guide frames it as like having multiple rivers flowing into your financial reservoir.
I love that analogy.
It really paints a vivid picture.
It does.
So it's all about diversifying your income sources to create that financial resilience.
Exactly. The guide suggests exploring various avenues from side hustles to passive income streams.
Okay, let's break those down. What are some examples of side hustles that
It-
people can realistically pursue?
Well, with the rise of the gig economy, there are tons of options.
Right.
If you have strong writing skills,
Uh-huh.
freelance writing or editing could be a great fit.
Okay.
Tech-savvy individuals might consider offering website design or social media management services.
Okay.
The key is to leverage your existing skills and passions.
I love that. Turning your hobby or your passion into an income-generating opportunity just sounds like a dream.
I know.
What about passive income? That always seems so elusive to me.
So passive income is all about generating income without directly trading your time for money.
Okay.
Think rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or even creating and selling digital products like online courses or ebooks.
Okay.
Takes some, upfront effort.
Right.
But the idea is to create systems that generate income even while you sleep.
Okay, that sounds amazing, but I imagine it's not as simple as it sounds.
Right.
Are there any specific examples from the guide that illustrate how people have successfully created these passive income streams?
Absolutely. The guide features an inspiring story about a graphic designer who created and sold design templates online.
Oh, cool.
She spent a few months building up a library of templates.
Wow.
And now those templates generate a steady stream of passive income for her.
That's awesome.
It's a great example of leveraging skills and creativity to build a sustainable income source.
That's a fantastic example. It shows that with some effort and ingenuity, passive income is achievable.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's move on to the next habit, which is all about cultivating a growth mindset.
Yes.
This one feels a little less tangible than the others,
Right.
but I have a feeling it's just as important, if not more so.
You're absolutely right. The guide stresses that a growth mindset is the foundation for financial success.
Okay.
It's about embracing a belief that you can learn, adapt, and improve, even when it comes to managing your money.
I get the concept of a growth mindset,
Mm-hmm.
but how does it actually translate into making sound financial decisions?
It's about viewing financial challenges as opportunities for growth
Okay.
rather than roadblocks.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
example, instead of getting discouraged by like a market downturn,
Right.
someone with a growth mindset might see it as a chance to learn more about investing and
Right.
refine their strategies.
So it's about reframing setbacks as learning experiences
Yes.
and constantly seeking knowledge and improvement.
Exactly.
I'm-
Someone with a growth mindset is more likely to embrace lifelong learning.
Okay.
Seek out mentors and constantly strive to like expand their financial literacy.
Okay.
They understand that the financial world is constantly evolving
Uh-huh.
and they're eager to adapt and thrive in that environment.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about becoming a student of personal finance,
Yes.
being open to new ideas and strategies.
Yes, and it's about celebrating progress over perfection. Building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
And a growth mindset helps you stay motivated and focused on the long game.
Thinking back to those budgeting apps we discussed earlier,
Mm-hmm.
someone with a fixed mindset might give up after a few weeks,
Yeah,
feeling like they failed.
totally.
But someone with a growth mindset would view it as valuable feedback,
Yes.
adjust their approach, and try again.
Exactly. They'd ask themselves, what can I learn from this experience? How can I tweak my system to make it more sustainable?
Love it.
Now, for the final habit, which focuses on the power of community and surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals.
I'm a big believer in the power of community. I know from personal experience how much it can impact our mindset and our actions. But how does this specifically relate to building wealth?
Think about it this way. Our environment significantly shapes our behaviors and beliefs. If
Yeah.
you're constantly surrounded by people who are, careless with money,
Right.
complain about their finances, or prioritize keeping up with the Joneses, it's going to be much harder to develop healthy financial habits.
It's like trying to eat healthy. When everybody around you is constantly snacking on junk food, it's not impossible, but it takes a lot more willpower.
Right. It's so true.
So how can we actively cultivate a more supportive financial community?
The guide suggests, seeking out groups or communities that align with your financial goals.
Okay.
Think about joining a local investment club, attending financial literacy workshops,
Uh-huh.
or connecting with online communities
Right.
focused on personal finance or entrepreneurship.
Those are all great suggestions.
Yeah.
It's about finding your tribe.
Yes.
People who share your values and aspirations.
Absolutely. And it's about being proactive in building those connections.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to reach out to people you admire, attend industry events, or even start your own mastermind group with like-minded individuals.
I love that idea of a mastermind group. Having a small group of people to share ideas, hold each other accountable, and celebrate wins together sounds incredibly motivating.
It is. It's so powerful.
And let's not forget the power of mentors.
Yes.
Finding someone who has already achieved that financial success you aspire to can be a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. A mentor can offer guidance, share their experiences, and connect you with opportunities you might not have otherwise discovered.
It's like having a financial Sherpa
Yes.
guiding you along the path to success.
Exactly. They've already navigated the terrain,
Right.
so they can help you avoid pitfalls and make smarter decisions.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground today.
We did.
These 5 habits: prioritizing saving and investing early, living below your means, leveraging multiple income streams, adopting a growth mindset, and surrounding yourself with a supportive community
Yeah.
are like the pillars of a solid financial foundation.
They really are. And what's remarkable is how interconnected they are.
Yeah.
They reinforce and amplify each other, creating a powerful synergy that propels you towards financial success.
It's a holistic approach,
Mm.
encompassing not just tactical financial strategies,
Mm-hmm.
but also mindset and community building.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that building wealth is not a destination, but an ongoing journey.
Right.
It's about making choices that align with your values and create a life of financial freedom, security, and abundance.
It's about having the resources to pursue your passions, support your loved ones, and make a positive impact on the world.
It is. And remember, the journey begins with a single step.
So if you could implement just one of these habits today, which one would it be and why? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building the financial future you deserve. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
That's it for today's episode of Wealth Hustle 247. Be sure to follow, like, comment, and share with others. Keep pushing toward your goals, and we'll see you in the next episode.